We welcome you to this journey. You are exactly in the majestic binational basin of Miramataj and Guaitaracarchi, in the border area between Colombia and Ecuador. A treasure trove of culture and biodiversity. In this place, Afro-descendant communities and Awa indigenous peoples face monumental challenges. You are observing the mangroves of northern Ecuador, on the border with Colombia, where Afro-descendant communities work to conserve and restore this vital ecosystem for their livelihoods through social and resilient management as an ancestral legacy of the communities. These border populations face different vulnerabilities due to historical marginalization, limited coverage of basic services, and armed conflict. But that's not all. Climate change brings with it the occurrence of extreme events and the degradation of ecosystems, essential for life, food security, and the survival of these communities. Mangroves provide vital ecosystem services, such as protection against coastal erosion, capture and storage of carbon, conservation of biodiversity, provision of food, and income generation.
From the mangrove, we get food and sustenance for our children. We collect clams and we catch crabs.
We are aware of what we are experiencing. We feel the changes, the decrease in resources, the loss of territory, but we are also doing our part as citizens and as humans so that the mangrove ecosystem continues to be maintained. For us, talking about the mangroves is talking about ourselves. The mangroves disappear and we disappear.
For us, the mangroves are life. It is an ancestral legacy, and that is why our proposal has always been to defend it, use it, and conserve it.
It is in this environment that the Binational Climate Change Adaptation Project is being implemented by the World Food Programme with the support of the Adaptation Fund of the Kyoto Protocol, the Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development of Colombia, and the Ministry of Environment, Water, and Ecological Transition of Ecuador. The implementing partners are Afro-descendant and Awa indigenous communities from each country. The main objective of the project is to strengthen the food security of Afro-descendant populations and Awa indigenous peoples on the border between both countries. To achieve this, climate change adaptation measures are implemented, with an emphasis on food security and gender, to promote sustainable and inclusive livelihoods. Each planted tree represents hope for the future of these communities. On both sides of the binational basin, you also find the home of the Awa indigenous people. Now we are touring the Amazon forests of southern Colombia. This territory is a sanctuary of life and ancestral culture, an ecosystem that the Awa indigenous people strive to conserve and restore to ensure their well-being from the Pacific coasts to the forests of the Colombian Amazon. Amid the challenges they face in their territory, these resilient communities work daily for their food security and sovereignty. This project aims to recover and value the traditional knowledge of communities and indigenous peoples. As part of the Binational Project, more than 2,700 Afro-descendant and Awa leaders have strengthened their capacities in ecological restoration and climate-related emergency response. This exchange of knowledge has allowed these two ethnic groups to come together to address climate change.
For the Yawa community, the forest means life, it means future, it means abundance.
For us, it is very important to transmit our ancestral knowledge to our children and grandchildren.
With the support of the Adaptation Fund and the World Food Programme, we will continue to fight climate change to ensure our food security.
In the heart of the Amazon rainforest, these seeds hold ancestral wisdom to face the future. Nurseries flourish, plants grow stronger, and all these community-led adaptation measures are a symbol of hope for a sustainable future. Thanks to this binational adaptation project led by the World Food Programme, the conservation, restoration, and governance of over 15,000 hectares will be strengthened, including 5,860 of mangroves and 9,649 of tropical forest ecosystems throughout the border area, benefiting more than 120 communities along the binational basin between Colombia and Ecuador. We are contributing to the food security and sovereignty of these communities, thanks to various climate change adaptation measures that integrate traditional and scientific knowledge, capacity strengthening, biodiversity conservation, and a gender-focused approach with positive results. This experience can contribute to all communities in the region with similar needs to ensure their sustainability. Together, the communities of Ecuador and Colombia continue to build a more sustainable and resilient future that brings life, peace, and unity in a changing world that needs our commitment.